Caitlin Clark want all the smoke. Caitlin Clark want all the smoke, bruh. Bruh, she just annihilated Cheryl Reeve on national television. I didn't see that coming.
Cheryl Reeve just gets fired in front of the whole country by Caitlin Clark. On national TV, this wasn't just a trade. Caitlin didn't move players, she moved a coach. And the way she did it? Calm, cold, no hesitation. I don't know if this is in the rules, I don't care. That's not just bold, that's legendary. Cheryl, pack your bags. Your seat's taken. Let's break this all the way down.
I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it.
Let's not sugarcoat it. Caitlin Clark just embarrassed Cheryl Reeve on live television, and she did it with the confidence of someone who's been waiting for this moment. They asked if she wanted to make a trade. Most folks would think of swapping players. Not Caitlin. She said, straight-faced, "I'd like to trade coaches." I mean, who does that? Cheryl was supposed to coach Team Clark, supposed to draw plays, be the leader. Instead, she got thrown out like a bad group project partner, shipped over to Team Collier with zero hesitation. And the cherry on top, Clark added, "Sorry if it's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule." This wasn't just a flex, it was a full-blown power move. Cheryl Reeve, the Olympic coach, the veteran voice, the one who's been real loud about Caitlin this year, got humiliated. Have you ever seen a coach get traded at an all-star game before? Nope, because this is Caitlin's league now. Look, this didn't come out of nowhere. Caitlin didn't just wake up and decide to clown Cheryl Reeve for fun. This was payback. Cheryl Reeve was the coach of Team USA, the same team that snubbed Clark from the Olympic roster. And even though she wasn't the final decision maker, let's not kid ourselves. She had influence. Big influence. But that wasn't even the worst part. Cheryl went on social media and started low-key shading Clark, liking tweets that mocked her media hype, retweeting stuff about earning it on defense, posting things like, "The media should focus on basketball, not personalities." Translation, "We don't like Caitlin Clark getting all the attention." Then she tried to delete those tweets after Christine Brennan's book blew it all up. Classic move. Deny, delete, deflect. But Caitlin remembered. So when she had the mic at the draft, she didn't just pick players, she settled scores. Do you think Cheryl Reeve deserved it? Or did Caitlin go too far? Let's be honest, if Caitlin had said, "I don't like my coach," and traded Cheryl Reeve for just anyone, it would have been bold enough. But she traded Reeve for Sandy Brondello, head coach of the New York Liberty, and one of the best offensive minds in the game. That's not just a trade, that's a flex. Brondello coaches Sabrina Ionescu full-time, and now she's coaching Caitlin too. That's every shooter's dream. Meanwhile, Cheryl gets stuck coaching Team Collier. And no disrespect to Fee, but that team has way less shooting, less spacing, and a coach who clearly didn't want to be there in the first place. Caitlin didn't just make a vibe move, she made a basketball move. Now she's got a coach who actually wants to unleash her game, not someone who's still salty about her fame. Sandy probably walked into the All-Star Hotel like, "Yup, this my squad now." Let me ask you this, if you had to play in a one-off All-Star game, who would you rather have drawing up plays? Sandy Brondello or bitter tweet Cheryl Reeve? Now let's talk about how Caitlin drafted her team. This was not random. This wasn't just picking the best available. No, this was surgical revenge. She picked her Fever teammates, Boston, Mitchell players who've backed her publicly, Sabrina, Satu Sabali, friends from USA Basketball, Sonia Citron, zero haters, zero ops. If you've ever clowned her on Twitter, liked a shady post, or side-eyed her in a post-game, you were not getting picked. Skylar Diggins, gone. Ryan Howard, absolutely not. Angel Reese, me bounds can stay over there. Even Paige Bueckers, who's been hyped up as her rival for years, got passed over. Caitlin built a roster like she was forming an Avengers squad, but only the ones who didn't try to sneak diss her. That's not just smart, it's petty and perfect. Do you think this no-ops approach helps or hurts in a game like this? Y'all, can we take a moment to just laugh? Cheryl Reeve, a WNBA legend, got treated like a 10-day contract player. She got traded like a pack of gum. Like someone said, "Nah, I don't want that Subway sandwich. I'll take Chipotle instead." And the way Caitlin did it, so calm, so professional. No hesitation, no apology, just vibes. Even Fee Collier looked shook at first, but then she started grinning like, "Fine, I'll take her." Let's be real, this is going to live in WNBA meme history forever. Coach got traded is officially part of the Clark legacy. You know how rare that is? Coaches don't get traded, especially not during a draft, especially not by a rookie. Caitlin might have just started a new tradition. So, next year, are we drafting refs too? Let's circle back to Paige Bueckers, because fans were waiting for this. This was the moment. The draft. The opportunity for Caitlin and Paige to finally team up after years of hype. And Caitlin said, "Nah, I'm good." She picked Satu Sabali instead. And that felt intentional. Now, we don't know if there's real tension between them, but here's what we do know. Paige and Caitlin have never exactly been buddy-buddy. There's always been an awkward energy there, a quiet rivalry. So, when Paige landed on Team Collier with Cheryl Reeve, it almost felt like the Team Old Guard. Meanwhile, Caitlin built her own world. Let's say it plainly, Clark isn't chasing history with Paige. She's building her own. Think Paige took that personally? Would you? After all that drama, Nafisa Collier tried to clap back. She said, "You just gave me more chemistry. That was a bad move, Caitlin." Sis, you sure about that? Look, Fee's a beast, no question, but let's not pretend she upgraded. She picked up a coach that didn't want to be there, with a bunch of players who are probably still salty they weren't on Team Clark. Meanwhile, Caitlin has shooters, teammates, chemistry, and now a coach who actually likes her. Let's be honest, Team Collier might have more experience, but Team Clark, that's straight up firepower. And if Cheryl starts overcoaching and calling post plays for 10 straight minutes, that team's going to look real dusty by halftime. Do you think Collier and Reeve are gonna click? Or are they about to get smoked? One of the cringiest moments of the draft, when Collier called Angel Reese me bounds and tried to laugh it off like it was all fun. And Caitlin didn't laugh, didn't react, just stared ahead like she was watching a car crash in slow motion, because she knew if she so much as smirked, Twitter would explode. Caitlin Clark disrespects black women again. She laughed at me bounds. You see how she really feels. She wasn't about to fall into that trap. She didn't laugh. She didn't co-sign. She sat in silence and let the awkwardness play out. Honestly, that was smart. Sometimes the best way to win is to say nothing. Would you have laughed or kept it stone cold like Caitlin? Let's get serious for a second. This All-Star game isn't just for fun anymore. It's personal. Caitlin drew her line in the sand. She built her team with intention. No drama, no backstabbers, no fake love. And Cheryl Reeve. She's now coaching a team filled with players who probably think Caitlin gets too much attention. This game's going to have an edge to it. It's not East versus West. It's not even Fee versus Caitlin. It's old guard versus new wave. Reeve's way versus Clark's world. Are you tuning in for the basketball or the beef? Or both? Let's stop pretending. Caitlin Clark isn't just participating in the WNBA. She's orchestrating it. This isn't about adjusting to the league. It's not about earning stripes or waiting for respect. Nah, she's redefining the hierarchy from the inside out. When Clark looked straight into the camera, smirked, and said, "We just made it a rule. That wasn't a joke. That was a power move." She wasn't asking for approval. She wasn't checking a playbook. She rewrote the rules live on air in front of the league, the fans, and a coach who once tried to keep her on the bench of Team USA. That's not just confidence. That's control. She traded her coach, the coach of the national team, without blinking. She formed her roster based on loyalty and chemistry. She built something intentional, something that reflects who she is: fierce, focused, and unapologetically bold. And let's be honest, no other player in recent memory has entered the league and commanded this kind of attention so quickly. She didn't wait her turn. She took the microphone, took the headlines, and took control of the narrative. Even the veterans of the league's legends are adjusting to her orbit now. Because, like it or not, everything revolves around Caitlin. She doesn't just move the needle. She is the headline. She's the momentum. She's the storm. This is more than a basketball player breaking records. This is a leader flipping the power dynamic of an entire league. So, to the folks who downplayed her impact, to the ones who said she hadn't earned it, yet to the coaches and players who snubbed her, mocked her, or tried to gatekeep the culture, Caitlin's response is loud and simple. You didn't want to coach me? That's fine. Now you'll have to catch up. And if that doesn't sound like commissioner-level influence, I don't know what does. So, here's the real question. She's 23, only just getting started, and already running laps around the W's power structure. Imagine what next year's going to look like. Who's really in charge now? So now you've seen it all. Caitlin Clark didn't just pick her all-star team. She shook the league's foundation, she traded her coach, she iced out the drama, and she reminded everyone exactly who runs the show now. And whether you love her or love to hate her, you're still watching. Because this isn't just a player making noise, this is a movement changing the game. Let us know in the comments, do you think Caitlin made the right moves? Would you have traded Cheryl Reeve too? Is this the beginning of a new WNBA era? Smash that like button if you're rocking with Team Clark. Hit subscribe if you want more bold, unfiltered WNBA breakdowns like this. And hey, thank you for watching. Seriously, we've got way more coming. See you in the next one.